Welcome to the Chronicles of Wonder. Have you ever pondered over what our beautiful planet looked like millions of years ago? Let's illuminate your imagination. Visualize a single vast land buzzing with life known as Pangea. Yes, you got it right. A single colossal landmass where all the continents as we know them today were nestled together like pieces. In this geological marvel came into existence roughly about 335 million years ago, a time when the Earth was indeed a distinct kind of neighborhood. Pangea was a realm of varied climates and an array of species, a real melting pot of life. The chilling frost of today's North Pole was a future concept. Instead, it was a time when vast tropical forests and expansive deserts were the canvas of the landscape. It was the era when the first dinosaurs took initial steps, leaving their footprints across what would later turn into separate continents. Picture a world where London and Greenland were next-door neighbors, where a dinosaur could have theoretically ambled from Australia to Antarctica without even getting its feet wet. And as we close this scene, keep wondering, for our world holds countless wonders yet to be explored. Pangea was not just a geographical marvel, it was a cauldron of biological diversity, boasting an array of climates and ecosystems. From the warm, humid rainforests of the equator to the frosty poles, Pangea was a world teeming with life. This supercontinent was home to a bewildering array of species. Dinosaurs, as we all know, were the showstoppers strutting their stuff on the primeval stage. But let's not forget the countless other players, the early mammals, the myriad of insects, the lush vegetation. Variety was the spice of life on Pangea. Imagine the tropical paradise that existed where New York now stands, or the vast desert that sprawled across what is now the Atlantic Ocean. If Pangea had tourist brochures, they'd probably boast about the fantastic dino safari opportunities. Though it was a different world, the seeds of our modern ecosystems were sown during this time. Pangea, with all its climatic and biological diversity, was where our world began to take shape. However, as the saying goes, all good things must come to an end. So too did Pangea, beginning its slow breakup around 175 million years ago. This colossal continental jigsaw puzzle started to fall apart, a process that took millions of years, reshaping the face of our planet. As Pangea cracked and crumbled, the continents began to form their familiar shapes. Imagine a time when Paris and New York were neighbors, separated only by a brisk walk rather than an oceanic voyage. But as Pangea splintered, the Atlantic Ocean was born, stretching its watery expanse between the continents, making that brisk walk a tad bit more difficult. This monumental shift didn't happen overnight. It was a slow, gradual process, like watching paint dry, but on a geological scale. It's almost poetic to think that the mighty T-Rex could have strolled from what is now Brazil to Morocco without getting his feet wet. As Pangea fractured and the continents drifted apart, the world map started to look a little more like the one hanging in your geography classroom. Pangea's impact on our planet is far from over. In fact, the remnants of this ancient supercontinent continue to shape our world today. Its breakup played a pivotal role in the distribution of species and the formation of our current climates. Imagine a world where New York and Morocco were neighbors, where a short stroll could take you from what is now Brazil to West Africa. That's the legacy of Pangea. But the Earth isn't done playing musical chairs just yet. Our planet's crust is still shifting, albeit at a glacial pace. Picture this. In a few 100 million years, we might see Los Angeles cozying up to Sydney or London shaking hands with New York. Yes, continental drift is a slow dance, but it's one that never stops. So the next time you look at a world map, remember that those seemingly static continents are actually pieces of a puzzle that once formed Pangea. And who knows, in a few 100 million years, we might just have a new supercontinent to name.